to the channel, guys. This is Pro Bricky back in the office up on the deck. We're going to do a response video to should equality be 50-50? Should equality be 50-50? What do you think, guys? Is that a fair statement? We've got these people, these females wanting equal rights and all the rest of it. Does that mean then that it's fair to say, well, equality should be 50-50? Is this the reality of it all? Well, let's have a look at some videos and see what we can find. What's an opinion you have that will trigger someone?
What's an opinion you have that might piss some people off?
Going 50-50 with a man in a healthy relationship doesn't exist. And this is going to be so controversial, but let's fucking do it. A man that is willing to go 50-50 with a woman is a man that still yet doesn't have the intention of being a financial provider. When a man says, I want my woman to provide for herself while still expecting her to raise his children, he's basically saying, I want my wife to be half of the man for me while still being all of the woman.
That depends, doesn't it? It depends on whether it's a full-time wife. You have a lot of women today that are career women. They are really behaving no different to men in a way. The only thing is that they're female. Nothing wrong with a woman having a career, but what do they need a man for? If you are married to a career woman, should it be 50-50? Is that too much to ask? These are the questions that we've got to ask ourselves now, with femininity trying to come over to the top of masculinity in the feminist realm, and it's leaving a lot of women just lost in limbo. Do you think, if you're with a career woman that's possibly even making more money than you, that things should be 50-50? Is that a fair question? This girl doesn't seem to think so. Whoops.
This is an unbalanced equation of the feminine and masculine dynamic. When the woman is working to provide the other 50% while raising children, it will put her on survival mode, and she cannot fulfill her divine purpose as a mother to carry, nurture, and raise her children to be the highest reflection of their father.
Well, that depends again. If the woman's a full-time wife, then you wouldn't expect her to be doing everything 50-50. Do you get what I'm saying? That's part of what you take on. If your missus is at home, then you fully provide. If she's a career woman, it has to be 50-50.
And then men say, I will not provide for you, I will not marry you, and I will not lead you. But I will fuck you, and if you get pregnant, we'll figure it out with no plan because I'm a man that lacks intention.
Well, the problem with that is, what are you fucking him for then? If you haven't got your business sorted out with him beforehand, what are you doing? Pulling your pants down and possibly getting full of his, what could we call it? Honey. What do you see? This argument's a little bit lost for end. If it's a full-time mother, no, not 50-50. If it's a career woman, it has to be 50-50. There's no argument about it.
This is why we have so many broken families and our communities are degrading.
It's not. No, it's not. Partly the reason why. Men that aren't living up to their expectations. But not fully the reason why. There's a lot of reasons within the society today that it is the way it is because of female behaviour as well.
Masculine energy in our society is weak. It's why so many women have...
They wanted it to be weak. The society that today doesn't want masculine men. It's telling men to be emotional and to share your feelings and to, express how you feel, which is fine, but not if it's weakening the person. I'm telling you what, if you're in the middle of a battle on a battlefield or, say, laying bricks, you got no time to worry about how people fucking feel. You got to get on with the job. But this is how they've driven society today. They want men to express how they feel and, be feminine. And this is the result. You've got these, she may as well have a dick, this chick. She's trying to push a point across. That should be a tattoo of a dick. But it's a bit of a dead end argument because she's not explaining in what dimensions is this lady saying she's a full-time mother. Different argument altogether.
Daddy issues. There's no real discipline, no focus, and no leadership from men anymore.
Well, I don't know who she's hanging around. Spend a week with me and see how you feel.
At least not many. Instead, society wants to push women to be more masculine instead of...
It's not society. Gosh, I didn't expect this. I don't rehearse these, I just put them on. It's not society. It's the women that have pushed for equality. It's the women that have wanted it to go 50-50. It's the women that are saying that they should have the same wage income and all the rest of it as men. It's the women that have stood over the men and become men. Like, I mean, if you meet a woman and she goes, I've got a 100K a year career, I do this, I'm self-independent, etc. Well, what does she want a man for? What does she need you for? Really? She don't need you. She don't need a man. She's all independent and financially secure. So what does she want a man for? Men aren't interested in career women. I'm not. I'm interested in feminine women.
Providing the masculine support needed to uplift and protect their feminine essence.
What's an opinion you have that...
So to me, that really led nowhere, because if you're a man not playing your role, you need to be booted to the fucking curb. But it's not all that hard. You go to work, you bring home the money, you stay fit and strong, and you're emotionally, physically, spiritually, and mentally aware for the person. If you're not, then you're really not masculine anyway. So this next one is the one that caused me to do this. I'll put it on now.
And this is a huge part of the equation. 50-50 men, petty men, men who do not value the feminine. They will...
So hang on. She's saying men that want to be 50-50 are petty. Again, it depends on the context. Same 50-50X I mentioned in your other video didn't even want to make him make him breakfast in the morning or a cup of tea. To him it meant he had to return the favour. Well, this is all getting mixed up now, isn't it? Let's see what happens here. So, oh gosh.
Will intentionally not communicate their needs, leaving you in a constant state of anxiety, wondering how you could possibly serve them. And then...
I don't understand any man that doesn't express what he wants for a woman, because it's a woman's femininity that wants to serve you if you're operating correctly. I mean, the last couple of women I've had, they've had to divide themselves between their grown-up children and me. I don't give a shit anymore how much time they spend with their children and whatnot, because they're really only able to give a certain part of themselves to you. So you can't expect anything too much. You can only expect what they're willing to give. But to go beyond that's just kidding yourself. So there's never going to be a 50-50 arrangement there anyway. It's more of a matter of convenience. When you get to the stage I'm at, nearly 60, and, you know, well, I guess if I pulled my finger out, I could change all that and find someone that was going to be more convenient. But I'm just happy to plod along now. But I think 50-50 is not unfair these days. I mean, what's the problem with that? What's the problem with these? Okay, so these people are entitled. Is that, she looks pretty entitled to me. She looks like she's had everything her way. I don't know the full story of this woman, but let's see.
Then they will blame you for 1, not knowing what their needs are, and 2, not serving them correctly. It is a lose-lose game dealing with 50-50 men. Nothing you do will ever be enough for them. And that is...
I don't believe that. I think she's upset because the expectation's upon her. Many used to putting their hands in their pocket and going 50-50 and all, well, usually paying. But I've noticed these days a lot of women will go 50-50. I don't think many of them have a problem with that. My partner's got never been a selfish girl. Never. And neither have I. And if anything, I think the partner does more than what she needs to do in this relationship. So there's an element of wanting to be have the equality, but to hang on to the privileges of being a female. And what they forget is there's privileges as well as being a male, for being a male, isn't there, guys? Would you agree?
By design, they do not want a mutually beneficial, healthy relationship. They want a relationship that is based in manipulation, that will give.
Who doesn't want, okay, you guys listening, I'm sure some of you are starting to get the hair stand up on the back of your neck. Who doesn't want a co-mutual, fully functioning, fair and square on both sides relationship? One of the things that I try and make sure of is that there's no manipulation coming from my side of the relationship, and I certainly wouldn't tolerate manipulation from a woman because they're experts at it. I think this lady's got a chip on her shoulder because she's really not bringing her point across with logic.
That is based in manipulation, that will give them a sense of power. And this is a huge
I don't get a sense of power out of trying to stand over my missus or anything like that. I'm not sure what was wrong with her, but she's definitely not happy with men, that's for sure. Now you'll see this next Sheila, she's got the cleavage out and she's not a bad looking chick. But listen to this one. Listen, I'm going to play it twice and I'm not going to comment. I couldn't get the idea of it at first, but listen to this one.
Any man who is splitting costs 50-50 with a woman has a woman in his mind that he would not make pay for anything. Just remember that and become her. Any man who is splitting costs 50-50 with a woman has a woman in his mind that he would not make pay for anything. Just remember that and become her.
So essentially what she's saying is if you're out with a bloke and he's making you pay 50-50, in the back of his mind, there is a woman out there that if he took out, he wouldn't make her pay 50-50. In other words, you're not the one. Well, I don't know what's happened to her or what the story is, but you can see they show themselves off deliberately, these Sheilas. I don't think what she's fully saying is correct. If you're with somebody that you think is not fair dinkum about being with you, and this is the problem with a lot of these women, they just get with guys that are attractive to them but have no brains. As you'll see this afternoon when the premiere video comes out at 3:45, it's one of the best ones we've done. They're not picking the right men. And that's their problem, not mine. I mean, you know, I'm in a competitive marketplace as a male, nearly 60-year-old male. I've done the work for the last 40 or so years to make sure by the time I got to this age I'd be up in the 1%, particularly in the bedroom. I don't think that this woman's having a very good experience with men. And we'll finish this one with this little gem. I think it's Michelle Obama. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but very wise way to finish this segment.
It isn't 50-50 ever. There are times I'm 70, he's 30. There are times he's 60, 40. But guess what? People give up for the 5 years. I can't take it.
How
it was
do you
bad.
know? Sometimes
You gotta know your person. Do you like him? I mean, you could be mad at him, but do you still look at him and go, I'm not happy with you, but I respect you? The feelings are gonna change over time, right? You're not gonna always be, so the minute that goes, people wanna give up on it. Marriage isn't 50-50 ever. There are times I'm 70, he's 30. There are times he's 60, 40. But guess what? People give up for the 5 years. I can't take it. man. You gotta know your person. Do you like him? I mean, you could be mad at him, but do you still look at him and go, I'm not happy with you, but I respect you? The feelings are gonna change over time, right? You're not gonna always be, so the minute that goes, people wanna give up on it. Marriage.
So there you go, guys. I thought that was a very good way to finish. If you haven't subscribed to the Pro Bricky exclusive channel, please support the effort that we're putting into this for guys and that. Is equality fair to say that we want 50-50? Do you think that's fair? This little video is part of the 50-50 series, which we'll throw out every now and then, eh? This is Pro Bricky on the Pro Bricky exclusive channel, bringing insights for tradies and men and women alike. Bye for now.